Okay, so I've sanded down the top coat now. As you can see, there's a lot more smoothing out taking place when this layer of paint goes down. Now, I've brushed it off again. Over here, because this was just like an hour after I put the top coat down, I actually knocked it with my thumbnail as I was sanding, and it caused a chip. So again, it's not a panic, it's not everything's destroyed, it just means you just got to get that flat so that when we paint it with colour, it'll disappear again. So that's what you do if you get a chip, or if you just got one chip on a wheel that you're restoring, you just sand it like that, so that when it paints, it'll disappear, and you'll see that when I put the colour on. Now over here, you can see there's some dribbles. They're only very faint, but that just needs a little bit more work to get those out. And over here again, there's a dribble in there. It's because we've been putting in so much paint. And around here, you can see the light spots. That's actually not bad. That's where I've been sanding, and the paint in the dips hasn't been sanded. That's how we fill it, by getting it flat. So a little bit more sanding there, but this is coming up really, really nice. And remembering where it was, again, around here, there's some light spots, but that's just where I've sanded the top down, and the other is coming up, and again here. So that's what it looks like when you just keep going. And the big trick with painting is not to rush it. If you're in a hurry, you're not going to do as good a job. If something like that happens, you don't panic, you just rub it back and you keep on going. So there really is no way to muck this up. If you get dribbles, don't panic, let it dry, sand it off, put down another little bit more colour. So it really sets up a situation where, as long as you're not rushing, you can end up with a perfect job. It's just a matter of if you've got the patience to keep fixing up the little bits that aren't perfect. This review is going to get very real. I've tried to put down paint too soon, and you get to see what that looks like. You come around here, you see here how the paint's just gone all wrinkly. That's not a run there, that's just gone wrinkly when I've sprayed it on. That's because the paint underneath it was not dry enough. I sanded it and got away with it in most places, a couple of soft spots that I left, but now I sprayed it, and then after I walked away, as it's dried, it's come up wrinkly like this. Now, simple fact is, I'm going to take all the masking off this for a little bit, because it needs a good couple of days to dry. When it does that, we've got good layers of paint down, so it needs a little bit of time to dry. So I'm going to take the masking off, because I've got a couple of trips in the next 3 days or 4 days. One of them's 4 hours of driving, the other one's over 5, with a lot of driving in between, and I need my spare back. So I'm actually going to take all the masking off this guy and put it back on the car, because it's a different size to my spare, and put the spare back in the back, and then when this is good and dry, we'll bring it back, give it a good wash, and then give it a good sand to get it all flat, get all of this crazy wrinkles and everything that came into it out just by sanding it out, and then put the final coat of silver on. I also ran out of silver paint, let's be honest, so I can't do any more now, but I'd be crazy to go now anyway. I need to let that fully dry and then sand it all out, and then put down more colour, and then we'll put the clear on over the top. So moment of truth with the tape, we'll get to see. This is the one I was particularly worried about. The duct tape. Look at that. Nothing at all left on the tyre. That is excellent. And the painter's tape. Again. Nothing left on the tyre. So both tapes have done well to protect the tyre and not left any glue behind. Much better than the mask. There are a couple of pieces where the tape is sort of painted on, not just coming off easy. So rather than just peeling it, I mean, have a look at that edge, by the way. That's really, really good. That hasn't had another, it needs another sand and another top coat yet. You see those bits there, again, need a bit of work. But what we do when the tape won't come out, we just get a snap-off knife with a nice thin blade, and get that down there, and just run it around nice and close to the wheel, and then peel that off. and then it'll come off, as you can see, without a problem. We're back to finish off this wheel now, do the next segment. You can see here how the paint shrunk a little bit when I put it on. It's partly because it was thick, put quite a few coats on in a row, but partly because that's just what happens when you're spraying. So that's not runs, you can see there, that's actually shrinkage in the paint. But it's no stress, we'll just give it a light sand just to get those high spots off, and then paint it once more in colour, and we'll be underway. Have a look at the review I've put up on this 3M sandpaper if you're doing this repair. Absolutely astonishing, but just go and have a look at the review I put up. Really, really good. This is a brand new sheet, but the other ones have just lasted forever and ever. There we go. Quick sand. Now, it looks like you can see wrinkles there still, but you can't feel them anymore. So they're out now. Just keyed around, sanded it, all the spots where it was a bit rough, like that, giving it a sand down. Over here again, giving all that a sand down. So all the high spots are off, and that'll now paint. So, and I've got a very exciting thing in the next video to show you how I'm going to mask it this time. I found a new way, super quick, super awesome, and really good. Go, time to paint. Now, I've got something very, very exciting to show you here. I was looking around and I have found a new way to mask up the tyre. If you've been watching this whole procedure, we're just going to put the final silver on now, but have a look at this. That's just a normal index card. And what I've seen is you can just grab out a heap of these and put them in, just gently overlapping like that, and have a look at that. If I can get them to sit down, look at that. That's going to work perfectly. All of the masking tape and painting tape that I had, forget all that. Just press in the index cards and look at that. Be able to fold them down to get it out of the way to do that back edge. Marvelous. I'm going to put it up like that and show you how it looks at the end. Okay, we are getting really close now. Now, a lot of people might paint the wheel to this standard and then let it go, but for me, there's one more thing. The thing to make you not scared about painting your wheels, like not thinking you're going to get it perfect, is look down here. There will be little bits of shrinkage. See there where I haven't sanded that shrinkage off? I couldn't tell when it was all different colours. Put the colour on and all of a sudden you can see a little bit there, a little bit of a line there. Now, normal line of sight looking at your wheels, you're not going to see that, but I am going to give it that one last sand, a little bit of colour just in those areas, a little bit of a hole there still, just in those areas. Give it a bit of a sign. I've given it a bit of a sand there. Let's come up flat from a little spot, a little bit there, with just a couple of little residues of the dribble, and then it'll be nice and smooth, and then we'll go to the colour. Okay, so here we go. I've put the last coat of silver on and the first coat of clear. I'm going to put 2 or 3 coats. It just really deepens up the look and really makes it look great. You can see here, you can see I've got the clear on a bit thick, and you see it really puts that depth of shine and look into the paint and really looks the part. So that's pretty much it. We're done. And you know, the wheel looks absolutely fantastic, brand new. Once it's on the car, I guarantee you will not be able to pick the difference. And don't panic if you're wondering whether to start this or not. Always know you can always sand a little bit and just take it off and put a little bit more paint on. If it wrinkles or does something bad, again, let it dry, give it a bit of a sand, paint it again. Really is something to go into with no fear. You can see those great big deep scratches, all gone. Beautiful silver finish, so really make your car look great. Okay, give it a go. I encourage you, give it a go and have a look. I've got quite a few of these videos up on the process for this wheel, and some other bits and pieces, so check out my reviews. So there we go, we're done. Put a couple of coats of clear on, and it's come up really, really good. Have a look in here, just a lovely, nice deep luster and shine. All the scratches are gone, really happy. Okay, give it a go, and let me know how it turns out for you.